It's now time for NRG This Week. NRG stands for Network Referral Group. To learn more about NRG, go to their website, nrg.online. It's now time for another episode of NRG This Week.
Hey everybody, Leon Thomas here with Lori Lundeen. She's filling in for Mike Weiner here on NRG This Week. Hi Lori, how are you?
I'm doing great. Nice to be here with you, Leon.
Right on, thank you. Good to have you here as well. Folks, to learn more about Network Referral Group, we call it NRG. It's a couple of things you can do. You can go to the NRG website, that's NRG.online. Again, nrg.online, or you can contact the founder and CEO of NRG. His name is Mike Weiner. His phone number, you can send him a text to 443-756-9656, or send him an email. His email address is mike@networkreferralgroup.com. So Lori, I hope Mike isn't sick. Is the reason he's not here today. I hope he's well.
He is having a blast. I'm steering the NRG. I'm steering the NRG ship while he's on a ship in the Bahamas.
He's who? Wait. He's who? What happened?
Yeah, he's off on a cruise having fun. He left me to hold down the fort.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Time out. So he's cruising.
He's cruising.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. Good for him. I'm not gonna play jealous. That's good for him. I'm glad it's working out for him. That is good. I hope he's having a great time.
I think he is.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So Lori, what's new with you? We don't get to talk that often. Tell me what's going on new with you.
Well, having a blast as director of networking here, and that's why I get to be here with you. I am doing a lot of amazing work around the world, saving lives, transforming lives, serving people in need through my foundation. And I've opened up a musical arts performance company here in California where I conduct choirs, orchestras, and bands. And we're getting ready to perform a large patriotic concert in August. So we're very excited about that. And it's going to be an evening filled with timeless patriotic music, and I love conducting, so it's gonna be great.
Right on. That is
a lot of
great.
stuff going on. Yeah,
a lot of cool things going on. Good for you. Good for you. Glad you're doing so much. Right on. Thank you for what you're doing to help so many others. Yeah.
Oh, you're welcome. It's a blessing to be able to do it.
Yeah. Lori, tell us about today's guest.
We have a very dear friend of mine, Jeff Pearson. He is someone I met actually at a networking event in person. And we sat down beside each other. And I remember he was wanting to write something on a note and he didn't have a table. So I handed him my press kit. It was a book. And that's where we connected. And from there, I was able to introduce him to NRG, and he's jumped on board as a lifetime member, which he'll tell you about, I'm sure. And just an amazing guy, well-connected, doing a lot of great things with his life. So I can't wait for you to hear about him.
Right on. Let's bring Jeff on. Let's get the conversation started.
Yes.
Hi, Jeff, how you doing?
Hello, Groovy. How are you?
Hey, wait a minute. You're not allowed to use my line.
Watch me. Nobody uses that word anymore. I wasn't even a glint in my parents' eyes in the 60s, but I figure nobody uses that word anymore. Let's bring it back.
Leon does.
I do. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
And I was around when it was a key phrase, when it was the end term. Yeah.
There you go.
Jeff, it's good to see you. See
You
ya.
too.
Jeff, tell the audience what you do. Give the brief of what
Yeah.
you do.
So 30-second version is I'm an author, I'm a speaker. I have a nonprofit organization called Hydro with Hope to benefit those that are living with hydrocephalus. And I host a TV show on E360 TV called Invisible Condition that airs every Tuesday and Friday at noon Eastern. And we're getting ready to bring that show to a close and launch a brand new one in January called 6 Degrees of Impact. So we're doing some crazy stuff around here, but it's all good and we're having fun. So
Right on. Now, you mentioned hydrocephalus. Tell us what that is.
hydrocephalus is something that is ridiculously common, but not very many people know about it. And it's not a very obvious condition because it's all internal. And so hydrocephalus occurs when there's a blockage in the brain that doesn't allow what's called cerebral spinal fluid. Your brain, little anatomy lesson here real quick. Your brain is in your skull floating around in a pool of what's called cerebral spinal fluid. It's your brain produces about a quart a day and it's got to go somewhere because it can't stay there all the time. Your skull is only so big. So you have ventricles built into your brain that act as kind of like drains, and that drains that CSF down the spinal column, lubricates the spinal column, reabsorbs into the system. That's the normal way it's supposed to work. Me and others with hydrocephalus, the reason that they detect it is because there's a blockage in the brain. That's what happened with me when they found it. It was because of a blockage in my brain that blocked one of those ventricles, didn't allow the fluid to flow the way it was supposed to. And so they said, "Oop, that's hydrocephalus. That's not good. We got to fix that." And so their common method of fixing it in 1977, when I was born, is very similar to what it is now, and that's brain surgery. And so I had my first brain surgery at 2 weeks old, and I've had a couple more in my childhood, and I've had 4 of those brain surgeries in the last 12 years. So had about 15 surgeries overall to treat other aspects of the condition, but only 7 brain surgeries. So so that's how we roll.
Yeah. Someone very close to me in my family. I haven't gotten permission from this person to talk about it here, so I'll just talk about it in general without giving that person's name. Back in 2017, was sick, headaches, nausea, vomiting over and over again, and they tried all kind of things, and finally, one of the emergency department doctors said, "I want you to see a neurologist." And what they discovered was that this person had pseudotumor cerebri, which is sometimes called idiopathic intracranial hypertension. Very similar in that the fluid is not draining.
Right.
And to make sure that they were spot on with what it was, you had to go through a series of spinal taps.
Ooh, nope.
So the fluid could drain to see if his symptoms would relieve. And they did. And so this friend had brain surgery, and what they did, they put a shunt in.
Yep.
And drains into their belly. And
exactly.
you think, wow, what? This is headache and vomiting. Who knew that this even happened? But this goes on. So thank you for what you're doing to bring attention to it and talk about it so that others are aware of what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. And when you say shunt, that's what they, at 2 weeks old, I got my first shunt. That's what they drilled a hole in the skull back here to access that fluid with a tube, and then attached a shunt, which is still right here. Attached a cord to that to reroute that somewhere else in the body to reabsorb. So exactly. The reason for the multiple brain surgeries is because those shunts have one of the highest failure rates of anything in medicine. So it's people with this condition are having brain surgery. I think the average is every 2 to 3 years. So, so thankfully at 48 years old, I've only had to have 7. I'm beating the average by quite a bit. So
yeah, you are.
I'll take it.
Right on. So thanks for sharing all that. Let's talk about NRG. How did you find out about NRG? And Lori told us just now, y'all were at a conference together. and all of that stuff. And then when she said something like, "Hey, you ought to check out NRG," did you like say, "Whoa, sister, whoa, no, not yet," or how did that all
Oh, heck no.
sound?
I've
Fill us
always been a connector. I've always been a people person, always been a born networker. I've been networking since I was, a teenager. I'm that guy. I live by the 10-10 rule. If I'm within 10 feet of you, or we've been standing within 10 feet of each other for more than 10 seconds, you're going to know who I am, and I'm going to get your story. So that's just how it is. That's how I am. And I love talking to people and connecting them with people that they want to connect with. So I was at a conference, and Lori and I are part of another organization that's kind of networking focused as well. And we were at one of those conferences, and she, a couple years ago, and 2.5 years ago now, and she said, "Yeah, you should check this out." And of course I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And but to get me to a call was tough, because I was, and so she had to kind of borderline harass me for a while, and like, "How come you haven't joined a call yet? Have you joined a call yet? Maybe we should get on a call. Have you gone to one yet?" And I'm glad she did, because it's been awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm very thankful for her persistence. And so I joined about 2 years ago. It's just over 2 years ago now. And it's been amazing. So yeah. So since then, I've become a lifetime member. And I've also, with our new show that we're going to be launching in January, Mike and I have also partnered in another really cool way. And that new TV show in January that's launching is going to be coming to you from NRG Studios. I've got a really cool graphic to show on the show that's like, it's fun. It's good. So so we named our studio after NRG. So.
Oh, right on. How cool is that?
Right.
Wow, nice. That's hot stuff. Now, if folks want to get in touch with you, Jeff, how do they do that?
So the best way to do that is probably email me at jeff@hydrowithhope.com. That is a really good email for me. That's our nonprofit. That's my email with our nonprofit. And so that's a really easy way to get a hold of me. And then I can send you my calendar link, and we're off and running. So super easy calendar to get on. And then we have a conversation on Zoom and go from there.
Yeah, right on. Looking forward to it. And Lori, so what was your approach to getting Jeff involved in NRG? Tell me, we've heard it from Jeff's perspective now. What I heard him say, that you called him 9 times a day until he finally said yes. Is that accurate, or was it actually?
Well, it is kind of accurate. Yes, it is pretty close. When we were at the conference, we didn't know each other. We just were going into an activity. I sat down where he was at. I sat by him at this in the circle that we were going into. Do you remember that, Jeff?
She's absolutely right. And I didn't have something to write on, and so she handed me. That's exactly right.
Yes. So I had a press kit all bound up, ready to give out to people, and I handed it to him so he could know who I was, and at the same time have a place to write his notes. And we began talking. We began to connect and get to know each other. And then, yes, I did do an introduction with Mike and invited him to a meeting, and he didn't come initially. It took a few times. I don't remember how many.
I don't remember. There was a few weeks.
He was busy. Yeah. He was busy. But I just really felt inspired that he needed to be a part of NRG. And so I was somewhat persistent. I reminded him a few times. And he came out and got involved. And I knew this was a place that he would be great at. And now he has since then become a lifetime member. One of our few so far. I mean, it's exciting. That's a new thing we've got, and he jumped in. And the partnership that he and Mike are doing with the NRG Studios is really exciting, and it's going to be a great way to promote NRG and to also put his show out there as he launches this new show that he's doing. Yeah. And I've been a part of his show in the past, and it's been
on multiple times.
It's been amazing. Yeah. He's got a great show. And so I'm excited to see what he's doing with this new venture that he's taken on.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool deal. So here's what we'll do. We're going to take a quick break. I think in our application here, we have the NRG theme video.
that turned out great. I'm excited about that one.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and play that, and then we'll be back, and you and Jeff will go ahead and talk. So we'll go
Awesome.
ahead and play that NRG Spotlight now. Here we go.
More than 25 years ago, Mike Weiner made his start, turning warm referrals into a business art. NRG leaders bring passion and drive. They are committed to helping your business thrive. NRG will help you expand. Attend your first meeting, get 3 referrals in hand. Your network will widen and new paths to success will flow. With every member on your side, your business will grow. New relationships are made on every Zoom, and that extravaganza's when you're placed in a breakout room. One of the keys to getting it done is scheduling a one-on-one. Yeah, NRG will help you expand. Attend your first meeting, get 3 referrals in hand. Your network will widen and new paths to success will flow. With every member on your side, your business will grow. Come ready to play pinball once a week and tell us what you need. Everyone in your group will help you succeed. NRG This week airs Wednesdays at 3. After you join, you get to record a new member spotlight for free. Join one of the many meetings each week. Discover the referrals you seek. The speaker series and university are one of a kind. To learn more, visit nrg.online. NRG will help you expand. Attend your first meeting, get 3 referrals in hand. Your network will widen and new paths to success will flow. With every member on your side, your business will grow. Go to nrg.online.
All right, welcome back to NRG This Week. That video and the audio, music, lyrics, everything were produced by the team here at the Leon Thomas Group using some AI technology. And we've actually put out now, I think we're on song number 7 that we're working on right now. So if we can help you with yours, email me. Again, my name is Leon, and you can contact me, Leon at theleonthomasgroup.com, and love to work with you. And again, to learn more about Network Referral Group, go to nrg.online. All right, Lori, I'm going to step away. You and Jeff go ahead and have a groovy, I said groovy.
We will have a groovy time. Awesome. Thank you, Leon. So yeah, Jeff, I was thinking it would be fun to let you kind of go back and share a little bit of your journey. What got you doing what you're doing? You know, you've got your condition that you've dealt with all your life, and you've now taken it on as a mission to help others, and maybe talk about where you've come from and where you're heading, what you're going into, and what your new show is going to be like.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, Lori. That was a fun song. That's good stuff.
That's great stuff. Yeah, it's perfect.
so this, as I said, my first experience in the world really was brain surgery, emergency brain surgery, 2 weeks old, when they found the blockage in my brain. And so that was kind of my start. But I had a couple more brain surgeries in my childhood. I had several other surgeries, couple eye surgeries, several other things to treat other parts of the condition during my childhood. And then I had a nice long break for about 14 years. In that time, I married my junior high school sweetheart, Catherine, and we had 3 kids, bought a house, all the things you do, and we were having a great time cruising along. And then all of a sudden in 2013, I started, had an emergency surgery. And then I had 2 more in 14, 2 emergency brain surgeries in 2014. And then another one in 18, another one in 21, something else in 22. We were just surgery. And we're like, what the heck is going on? Well, in the midst of that, we were sitting in the neurosurgeon's office for a follow-up after that 2018 brain surgery. And I kept thinking to myself, man, and I was working at an amazing career that I loved. It was like a dream gig and I absolutely loved it, but I knew there was more to it. I knew God had more for me. I mean, I knew that there was more that I needed to do. I just didn't have it figured out yet. And we were sitting in that neurosurgeon's office, and we could in the exam room, and I could hear this family in the next room, and in those exam rooms, the walls are kind of thin. And so we could kind of hear the tone of the conversation. We didn't hear what they were talking about, but we could hear the tone, and it was distraught, and so we thought, okay, what's going on? And my mind immediately went to, I wonder if that's a family finding out that their child is going to have brain surgery for the first time to treat this crazy condition, because we were in a neurosurgeon's office, so this was probably pretty common. And so Catherine and I got home that day and started brainstorming, and this was in 2018. And we thought, okay, do we want to do brick and mortar? Do we want to do online? How do we want to do this? And of course, we landed on online because it's exponential then. And so we created Hydro with Hope. Hydro, short for hydrocephalus. It's a kind of a long mouthful of a word, so we didn't want to make people compete with that. So Hydro with Hope. And we said, okay, what do we want to accomplish? And there's a lot of organizations out there already that are helping, the National Hydrocephalus Association, Hydrocephalus Kids. There's lots of really cool organizations out there, but a lot of them are focused on research, development, creating better medical solutions, creating, advancements with these shunts that are used. And that's not me, man. I'm not technical. I'm the relationship guy. I'm the connector guy. So all I wanted to do was run next door to that room and wrap them in a hug and tell them it was going to be okay and answer their questions. They don't like you to do that. HIPAA doesn't like that. They don't like you doing that in doctor's offices. And so I restrained myself and said, okay, what are we going to do? And we came up with this idea of Hydro with Hope. And so we published, first thing we did through that networking group that Lori and I are part of is published our journal, which is called My Hydro Warrior Story. And it's 150 pages. It's a fill in the blank journal. You can kind of see it's, just kind of fill in the blank with different questions, different prompts, places for pictures.
Where can they get that book?
They can get that at hydrowithhope.com. There's a link there for the book, and it's about 150 pages, and it's fill in the blank so that you can customize your Hydro Warrior story and keep track of things like who was my doctor and when was the surgery and what did my hair look like after surgery, man? Because they do some funky stuff. I mean, last surgery I had, I looked like a flock of seagulls when I woke up. It was pretty crazy. Show off that surgery scar, all those kind of things that you're going to look back 20 years from now and go, man, look how far I've come. Look at all these crazy things we've endured,
what you've gone through.
Right. Yeah. So that's what those journals are for. And I created it specifically with this spot right here, which looks like a blank spot, looks like a mistake, but it's not. It's on purpose. This is where you keep track of which surgery this one's for. So cool. So you get one book per surgery, and then when you go to the doctor's office to follow up with them and do all that, you've got everything in the book and you don't have to remember as much. So
that is
make it easy for you. And then speaking is a big part of our mission. We want to get the word out that there is hope beyond brain surgery. And the caregivers out there, my wife is amazing in that capacity and has done an incredible job of managing the family and taking care of me during all those surgeries. And so she has a wonderful story in her own right that we speak on as well. And so,
yeah, she's a beautiful person. I love Catherine.
Thank you.
She's awesome. I've gotten to know her and gotten to meet her, and I feel privileged. I can tell she's got a beautiful heart.
She does.
You went into creating this TV show to help other people with this illness, and then you're transitioning this year. So let's kind of show into those two things.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
For sure. Thank you. So at one of these networking conferences, like the one I met Lori at, a couple years later in what was it? I guess it was sometime in 2023, January or February or something. I was introduced at this conference. I was promoting Hydro with Hope, and somebody at this organization introduced me to somebody named Julianne, who was at the time the network president of the channel that we are now on with our current show. And she said, well, tell me your story. What's your deal? Why do you want a TV show? And I said, I don't know if I want a TV show or not, but I'll tell you my story. And anytime a story starts off with, hey, I've had 7 brain surgeries, it
stands out.
It's kind of unique. Yeah. So she's like, wow, okay, well, we can't call it the hydrocephalus hour. It probably won't last very long if we do that. Let's open up a little bit. And so we decided to call it Invisible Condition. And we're currently on every Tuesday and every Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and we're on for 1 hour. And every show we bring on a new person that is living and yet thriving, kicking butt and taking names, despite some sort of medical condition that you just can't see from the outside. It's not obvious from the outside. Lori, you've been a guest at least twice, I think maybe 3 times even.
I think maybe 3.
I think you're one of the few that's been on multiple times.
It was awesome.
So, because we only have amazing people on, extra incredible people on more than once. Lori's got a lot to say, though. She's got a lot going on, so we had to spread it out over a few shows. It was great.
It was great.
Mike Weiner has been on once. He is actually, I need your help, Lori, with this. We need to encourage him to schedule a recording time with me, because I want him to be the last show. I want him to air on the last date of our show, and he needs to schedule a time to record that. So, but yeah, we're drawing this show to a close. It's been amazing. It's been so cool. I've learned so much and made hundreds, if not thousands, of incredible connections with people in every industry, walk of life, between the people that are living and thriving with these conditions and the organizations and companies that help those with the conditions. But I just felt like at the end of the 5th season, it's time to move on to something a little bit different. And so we're starting to put that together now. And in January, we're going to be launching a new show that will just be once a week on Fridays at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. And that show is going to be called 6 Degrees of Impact. And what we're going to talk about there is we're opening it up even more. It's a weekly show that uncovers the life-changing power of human connection, basically. Each episode will have conversations with, entrepreneurs and influencers and celebrities and media personalities and everyday heroes, all just across the board, that have had the greatest breakthroughs and transformations, and sense of purpose came from somewhere or someone very unexpected, right? You look back at that 6 degrees of separation, right? Everybody knows 6 degrees of separation. And so you look back and go, oh, wow, if I hadn't connected with that person, and they connect me with that person, and they connect me with that organization, it's about the people behind the pivot, those who unknowingly sometimes changed everything, what we call the 6 degrees of impact experience, whether it's a mentor, a friend of a friend, a stranger that you didn't know at all, or a nudge from God, through stories of like those kind of stories.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. title. It's great.
The right person at the right time can make all the difference. So we just want to get those out there. There's so many cool stories about that I want to get it out there. So
it's going to be a great show, and that launches in January.
That'll launch in January. We're still working on graphics and advertisers and sponsors and all that kind of thing. So that's
if someone was interested in being an advertiser, sponsor, or guest, how would they connect with you, Jeff?
I would love to connect with anybody that would be interested in talking about that. And that would be, for right now, I think just Jeff at hydrowithhope.com would be the best way, because I have an email that's in visible condition at e360tv.com. However, switching the name of the show, I'm not sure if they're going to, it doesn't make sense to have a show called this and an email called that. So I would just say Jeff at hydrowithhope.com. I'll send you an email with my calendar link and we can chat. So
awesome.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. I'm excited for you, and having watched you over the past couple of years and the journey you've been on and the transitions that you're going through it's just really going to be beautiful. And I know you've already impacted so many people through Hydro with Hope and your show on Invisible Condition, and this is just going to open that up to even more. And it's exciting to see that happen.
Actually, fun side note, if you go to hydrowithhope.com and you go to, I can't remember the page that it's on. I think it's on the mission page. It might be on the mission page and the info about us, or I don't know. There's only so many pages. It's not that big of a website. But if you surf around on that website a little bit and come across a picture of a little dude that looks about a year and a half old, maybe a year and a half old, in a bathrobe with teddy bears on it. That's one of the first families that I got to help way back with the very, 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 very beginning of Hydro with Hope's inception. And they found me on Facebook commenting on all these other groups and stuff and said, can you help us? And so that little guy was born 26 weeks premature. And they found he had hydrocephalus, had his first brain surgery, did all the things. And he's doing awesome now, as far as I know. I mean, I've been keeping in touch with him still. And the cool thing is that family lives halfway around the world in the Middle East, and they found me online.
That is so awesome.
Who knew? That's why we didn't want to do brick and mortar. We're like, let's go online. And so this is the cool stuff you can do with that kind of reach,
Yeah, I totally get it. That's what I do too. And it just gives me chills when you tell those stories, because these are people you needed to serve, and this was the path for you to do it.
It's true. And because it came out of I had no idea who this person was. They found me, those are the most fun, is when they find you, So
what a gift you've given them. So beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Very cool.
So, well, I'm excited for you. I know this is going to be an awesome journey as you transition into this new one. And the impact idea, I love the title. It's perfect. It's going to be really beautiful.
Very excited. And
he's excited because it's NRG Studios. He's been talking to me about that, and he's very thrilled. So, connection.
I'm super excited because there is, actually I do have, if somebody is really, really, really good at making those TV intros, I got some help from somebody. Actually, can't remember if I found her in NRG or just kind of looking around on LinkedIn, but through a connection, I found somebody that helped me create that NRG Studios kind of animated graphic. And I need to create one more animated graphic for the production company. And I have no idea how to go about this, because I have a very specific vision for it. And I don't know how to create it. So if anybody listening out there has an idea of, or wants to help me out, I can't pay you a ton of money for it, but I would love to collaborate with you in some way to create this other studio animated graphic for the production company. So
that'd be great.
That would be awesome. I have a vision for it. I just don't know how to put it on screen. So, which is awesome. Kind of typical, right? The ones with the vision don't necessarily know how to work the gears. We're not the technical people. So
that's why we're not supposed to do this alone. This is a journey.
That's right.
Together.
Exactly.
We help each other along, and that's what's exciting.
That's right.
Leon did a great job with that NRG video. I think that turned out great, that song.
Totally.
I love watching that. That was awesome.
That was good stuff.
So is there anything else you wanted to share today, Jeff? We kind of talked about some things briefly on them, and was there anything else that we missed that you wanted to make sure and bring out?
I think the biggest thing, and I know this is more geared towards the nonprofit, but I think it's applicable to just about anybody. I'm going to just I just want to read you just one line out of so I have in the book, there's, an introduction and there's a foreword. My dad actually wrote the foreword for the journal. It's awesome because he's quite the poet. So there's an About Jeff section in here. And at the very end of that kind of sums up how I feel about all the stuff we're doing. And it says, look, having lived with hydrocephalus for 45 plus years, I'm 48. This was done a couple years ago. Having lived with hydrocephalus for over 45 years, I can say 3 things with 100% certainty. And these are still the same. Number 1, God is faithful all the time. Number 2, God is in control. And that is a good thing. And number 3, life does not have to be perfect to be amazing. So, and I think that last one applies to just about everybody. Everybody, yes. People get caught up in, oh, I don't know, now it's ruined. Well, he can make sense of a mess. We're all kind of a mess.
It's part of the journey. It's part
of
how we refine ourselves, how we grow and progress in this life. And I feel so blessed to know you and Catherine, and just, I know so many people have been blessed by you, and the future has yet to tell how many more will be touched by you, but it's just going to blow. I think it's going to expand. Your impact is just going to continue to grow. And what a gift it is to be able to share. This condition is a gift for you.
I believe that.
Our obstacles are the way. Our obstacles are the way. Yeah. Our challenges are for a purpose. And it is for the purpose of not just refining you and helping you learn and grow in this life, but it's allowing you to bless others. And not everyone steps into that and takes their life on that mission call, moving forward, but you do. And I just love that about you. I love that about you. You are living your mission and your purpose.
I credit my parents with most of that, because as a kid, they could have very easily gone one of 2 directions. They could have gone the direction of, oh no, you have this condition, you're sick, get in a bubble, don't go anywhere, don't talk to anybody, be careful of everything, don't do anything dangerous. Or they went the direction that they did, which was, yes, you have a condition. Yes, we get to do surgery every once in a while, but God's got this. So go be a kid and go do your thing and go live your life. And I mean, obviously, it was like, well, don't play football. Don't do anything, designed to bang your head against things, be smart. And so things like that. So they would strategically steer me towards or away things because that's what good parents do. They steer you away from things that are going to hurt you. And so I credit them with a lot of, with everything in there, because otherwise I would have had a totally different mentality going into this life, and it probably would have turned out very different. And so, and side note, they steered me toward band and choir instead of football and soccer. And I'm very thankful they did, because I still sing to this day. And I met my wife in 7th grade band class. So it was all part of the thing. So,
it was to be.
It was all part of the plan, man. That's it. No accidents.
I love it. That was wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here with me today and spending this time. I'm so grateful that Mike is off in the Bahamas and I was able to be here with you.
Yeah.
This was awesome. It was really
special. He should do that more often. He deserves a vacation every once in a while. He works too hard. So thank you, Lori. Thank you so much.
And I think Leon is probably at the door. I'm not sure where he is at the moment, but really grateful to be able to be here. Any of you who want to get involved with NRG, want to know more, make sure you reach out and connect nrg.online, or go to connect with Mike Weiner directly or myself, and we can get you involved.
Right on. Yes, please do that. Lori, thanks for being here. Jeff, thanks for everything that you do, and good luck on the new show. And
Yeah.
connect with me. There may be some things that Leon Thomas Group can do to help. We did that video. Thanks for your comments about that. We have voiceover folks, and
Yeah.
we have a lot of things that maybe we could help you with. So I look forward to connecting with you.
And Leon does a great job with everything he does.
Right, thank you.
Yeah, I'd love to. There's a couple people I've thought of during this episode that I think we should probably talk about to connect you with. So yeah, let's definitely do that.
Right on. Thank you so much. And everyone, thanks for watching this episode of NRG This Week. And again, go to nrg.online to learn more. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Bye.